everybody, we are back for another week. Different spot. If you'll notice the change of decor that we've got going on, a little bit of different style. We are actually in Gene Taylor's guitar room, where my piano has now resided. Gene Taylor's the guitarist for the Glass Key. He plays for another band, his high school band. It's pretty exciting being in this little space of his. We've got a few of the models in the background of the Rolling Stones. And you've got the Beatles. A picture of him and his band. There's actually a ton of guitars. Not sure if you can see all those, but there's quite a bit. And the ceiling is actually done by Devin. He made Bleeding Star Clothing. He got his inspiration in the backyard with a sponge and a t-shirt and some paint, and now he's got himself a little clothing line. Not really little, it's actually a pretty awesome clothing line. And then he has a secondary one called Shrapnel that he's working on as well. He's gone on a couple tours with a couple of big DJs, so it's pretty cool, pretty fun being in an environment where other musicians have been. And we're gonna see how things go with music as well. I'm assuming that I'll still be able to play as much as I was hoping, but once again with the child on the way, I'm not sure how much recording will get done, but it's still the goal to be able to put out our new CD. This week we once again had to skip our band practice. Kind of sad, but it happens. But let's go ahead and move right along. So the band of the week this week, I was actually listening to a lot of Alesana, or Alesana. I've heard them say it Alesana, I've heard other people say Alesana. I'm not sure. I'll just say whatever. I just decided to get back into some of my old music, old roots. Well, I guess it's not super old, but the older idea of a little bit more raw sound. Because I compare our music to some of the artists out there who have millions of dollars to dump into these gigantic studios, and then they have this great quality sound. And Derek and I are kind of just recording in certain spaces where we can fit, and we hope that it sounds good. So I want to kind of find bands that are more earthy, a little bit less produced, a little more raw, a little more natural. And that's kind of what we're doing with this CD, is we're getting rid of some of the production and doing more of just what music was meant to be. Alesana has been my band of the week. If you guys haven't listened to them, they're pretty good. Really hardcore sound sometimes. If you're not into the big post-hardcore screaming music, then you're probably not going to like it. Probably want to avoid this one if that's not your style. Along those lines, we go to a completely opposite side of the spectrum. I was listening to Angels and Airwaves a lot, and they're one of the bands that are my desert island bands, if you guys are familiar. It's been pretty tough, you know, getting all these transitions, getting all these changes, getting prepared for a new lifestyle, and I get discouraged and I feel pretty sad sometimes, and I'm sure everybody does. And so to avoid making myself beg for pity or whatever, I always listen to music to get that off my mind. And Angels and Airwaves have a song that's called The Flight of Apollo, and I'm going to lean close to you guys and read you some of the lyrics. So it jumps into the chorus part. I'm going to skip over the verses because those are great, but if you guys want to hear those, listen to the entire song. So it says, "Finally I get this feeling we are all alone in one big world, just to realize that all these shapes and colors are, so it doesn't hurt so badly." Skipping ahead down the verse a little bit, it says, "Please don't look at life, look at me so sadly. Life shouldn't hurt, doesn't hurt so badly." That is the, I don't know, I love those lyrics. I love the way that Tom wrote them in his group from Angels and Airwaves, Boxcar Racer. If you guys aren't familiar with them, I suggest to go listen to them. But really, that's what this life's about. We're supposed to be happier. We're supposed to realize that we're here to do something, and even if our little blip of a life is 10 years, at least those 10 years we can leave a mark. So that's what my life mission is I don't want to die and have done nothing with my life. I don't want to have a little blip in the paper that says Tyson Young died, the end. I want something that says he recorded YouTube videos, he recorded a few albums with his high school band, he wrote a book and got published on this publishing house. I want to do things that make a difference to the world, and I hope that I can share that with as many people as possible. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I will be seeing you next time. If you like this video, please toss us a like. If you want to, share it, favorite, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Sometimes if you don't subscribe, you miss out on the newer videos. We try to post as much on social media as possible, but I feel like YouTube is more one of our home ground because we can actually produce our music and put it up online here. So if you guys want to continue to listen to us, please feel free. I love the feedback we're getting. I love some of the commentary we're getting. So continue that. Continue your efforts to help us survive as a band. And I hope to see you all next Friday.